Hey, what's up, David? This is a quick demo video for you for your Chosen Victor Saber. This is installed with a Proffie. You had given me a special quartz crystal. We've been trying to actually put it in a few sabers. The last one just didn't work out, but this one had enough room, had more than enough room actually. All right, so what you've got up here is you've got a Shadow Foil Props Neopixel connector, so that's got some LEDs on it. I'll show you that here in a second. This is a one-button setup, so your one switch is right here in your switch box, but towards the front. All right, so everything will happen from there. This has one sound font on it for now because you'll do your own thing, but this has my sound font on it, and a copy of the config files on the SD card. All right, but to get to your chassis, what you want to do is unscrew the pommel. When you unscrew your pommel, your chassis is going to come out with it. It is a pretty tight fit. It all holds the chassis. It won't come out of here unless you grab it and you pull it out. So just kind of twist it and pop it off. All right. A 28mm speaker barely fits in there, but it does fit. So everything is fine there. And this is what you've got. So a completely removable chassis core, obviously. Your Proffie board sitting up top here. You do not need to lift this up. Although you can, because it's a press fit, I would suggest that you don't. If you want to make any changes, you can get to your SD card and your micro USB from right here. Pretty typical of any of my builds. And then a kill switch right here in front of the board. That 28mm Smuggler's Outpost Elite speaker back here. Flipping it over, you have a removable battery setup here. If we can focus. All right, so spring side for the negative side of your battery. And then here's the crystal you gave me. A little bit of a challenge to get this to sit right because it was just a bit of an odd shape. But I did get it in there sitting right. I chose not to light it from the bottom like I typically would. So what I did instead was I put a 4-pixel accent strip right behind the crystal. You'll be able to see that when I fire it up. And because you have a very unique color in this, I did not make the crystal match the blade. What I did was I programmed those LEDs for white. It's a white light, so it brings out the color of that particular crystal that you've got in there. All right, so that's what we've got. This is using a Smuggler's Outpost Switch Pixel PCB set. So this matches up with it's a 13-pin PCB in there. It's supposed to be 14 pins when you use a 2-button setup. But because we just went with one button, I didn't put one of the pins in there, right? It would be for the auxiliary switch. It wasn't needed. So yeah, as you can see, that sits up in there and that doesn't come out. The retention screws for that upper piece are actually these two flathead screws right here. All right, these are the upper chassis retention screws. All right, so that's what you've got there. Let's throw a battery in this guy. Spring side, negative side of our battery. Your battery is snap in there nice and tough. And then when we come over here and we flip the kill switch, and you can see I've kind of got, it might be hard to see on camera, maybe if I face it this way, you can almost see it through the chassis, but it goes back and forth and then it times out so it doesn't kill your saber if you don't turn on right away. So I'll turn it off and then back on so you can see that again. So nice and bright for you. All right, but when you get this in your chassis and you've got the kill switch on, you can put it in the pommel first. So just put it in the pommel, slide your pommel on all the way until it clicks and it won't go anymore. And then you can put it right into the chassis, or I'm sorry, into the saber rather. All right. Lock it down tight all the way. Come over here and hit power. Now when the saber is on, the crystal does do something different. You can take it out while it's on. And it does have a different effect to it. All right. We'll put that back in. Lock it down. Now with a 1-button setup, you just tap it for blaster bolts. And if you want, you do a double tap and hold it on the second tap. And then you've got twist off. All right, we'll put a blade in this guy. It is set up for a full-length diameter 1-inch blade, but I like to use this test blade on my demos. So we'll lock it down. You have a single blade retention screw located right here. All right, so if you can see that there, right there where my pinky's at. So again, we'll fire it up. The saber does sound pretty beefy. Blade lock up. And then to play your soundtrack, it's a quick double tap when the saber's off. Okay, another double tap to turn it off. Just like that. And to go to your next sound font, you would do a long press on the switch, though this just has the one, so it's just going to cycle the boot up for this particular font. So long press. Apologize. And there you go. Right. Very solid when put all together. We'll turn it off and go ahead and take this out and then break it down. I don't know if you saw my post on Facebook and Instagram. This saber is a bit of a milestone for me. This is the exactly the 300th install of the year for me. So pretty busy doing this stuff and just trying to do what I love, and it was an honor to do this for you. I hope that you like the way it came out. We're going to turn it on before we take it out of the saber. And we're going to take it out of the pommel. All right, just to show you that you can kill it from right here. We turn that off, it turns the saber off. All right, and then when you're done, you can come over here from the positive side and take it out with your finger just like that. But that, sir, is basically your chosen victor. Let me know if you have any questions. And because it's Friday evening, I'll package this guy up and I'll get it out in the mail to you first thing Monday morning. All right, thanks.